What's up guys, welcome back to a new video, and today I am going to give you guys an analysis of the second friendly match for Mourinho, which was played yesterday at Roma's training ground at Trigoria. It was Roma Ternana. Roma won its second consecutive friendly match, and in two friendly matches Roma scored 12 goals and conceded nil. So I'm going to give you guys an analysis of this match. We're going to go through the starting lineups and all the players which impressed me, didn't impress me, and because what's the main point of friendly matches? The main point of friendly matches is to experiment, and it's to try all of the different techniques which the players learned in training sessions. It's to actually verify the players which Roma needs to sell because they don't convince Mourinho, and the players which Roma need to keep because they're surprising Mourinho in these friendly matches. So as I said before, it's the second consecutive friendly match which Roma wins. It was played yesterday against Ternana and it ended 2-0. But before we get into this video, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're getting so close to 700 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if we can hit 700 subscribers by the end of next week. So please get it done if you're new here and you like football and travel, because some amazing series are coming, including travel vlogs and especially the one and only, the season which will go on for years and years until Mourinho decides to leave Roma or until Mourinho gets sacked by Roma. It's Jose Mourinho. Now stay tuned for an update on the future of this channel video, which will come at the end of July. Also, please like this video, it supports me so much. I had my vaccine yesterday, and holy crap, I feel poorly today. My entire left arm feels like it's gonna collapse anytime soon, but I'm so glad I got it. Right, so the first thing I do is let's look at the starting lineup which Mourinho chose. The players which Mourinho chose were starting against Ternana in the friendly match which happened yesterday. So Mourinho chose Fuzzato in goal, Karsdorp, Mancini, Kumbula, Ferratovic, Bove, Villar, Carles Perez, Mkhitaryan, Zalewski and Borja Mayoral. So once again, we are seeing Dzeko starting on the bench, and we're seeing Pellegrini starting on the bench. Now, Pellegrini is fine. He is back from his injury. However, we need to remember the fact that Pellegrini, the last day before Mancini sent the players to UEFA for the Euro 2020 tournament, he got injured and Mancini was forced to not bring him along. So let's remember that Pellegrini is coming from an injury which ruled him off from the entire Euro 2020 tournament. So that was gutting for him. But he is not starting this match, and Dzeko is not starting this match as well. But there is some very important news about Dzeko, which is such a convincing news for us Roma fans. So, Fuzzato in goal. Obviously, Rui Patricio can't actually start because he has had one training session with the entire team and he doesn't really know how Mourinho plays. So, Fuzzato at this stage, with Paul Lopez being sold at Marseille, is the second goalkeeper. And he did convince us quite a lot. He played the second match, which is Roma-Lazio in May. I filmed a video on that, and he played the last match, which was at La Spezia, which was key for a Europa Conference League spot, and he did concede 2 goals against La Spezia, but that was all because of the defenders. And against Lazio, he didn't concede even 1 goal. So congratulations to him. He's a very, very young goalkeeper, and everyone says that he will be the new Alisson Becker. He's Brazilian, obviously. So he was in goal, and he did not concede any goals today in this friendly match against Ternana. In defense, we've got Karsdorp, Mancini, Kumbula and Ferratovic. Now, obviously, as I said in my transfer market update, Mourinho has a lot of choices when it comes to the defenders, because Karsdorp deserves a tick, Mancini deserves a tick. But when it comes on to the other 2 defenders, Mancini has a lot of choice when it comes to the second centre-back. He has Chris Smalling, he has Kumbula, we've got Cristante. As I said, he absolutely loves Cristante, and Cristante could play as a centre-back, so let's not exclude that happening throughout this entire season. Smalling played the last friendly match against Montecatini, which Roma won 10-0, so he wanted to play Kumbula this match to experiment him and to see if he is actually capable of earning a position in Roma's squad next season. And Kumbula actually scored. He scored a header, so congratulations to him. And then the left back is Feratovic, young player, as well as Bove and Zalewski. Three young players who come from Roma's academy. We're starting the friendly match for Mourinho. 3 academy players full of talent, and let's not exclude Mourinho calling them in many matches through this entire season. Right, moving on to the midfielders, Mourinho actually chose Bove, which is a young player, Villar, and Carles Perez. Now, Carles Perez actually scored with an amazing goal, but we'll describe that goal in a bit. Bove and Villar are 2 very young players. Obviously, this was a friendly match, and this is something that we'll never see in a match in the Serie A. But Bove and Villar are obviously the 2 midfielders which would play in front of the defense. I would give you an example. In this case, in the real Serie A, it would be Veretout and Xhaka if he comes to Roma. Now, Mourinho chose to play Bove and Villar, which are 2 very small players, which are not great when it comes to physicality, and they're both very young, and they do not have experience. And Mourinho actually said in an interview that the most important positions in his squad are the 2 defensive midfielders in front of the 4 defenders. So this is a surprise. He wanted to try 2 very young defenders, which are much better at giving assists to the attackers than collecting the balls. So it was a surprise, but it's an experiment, and it did succeed because Roma did not concede any goals yesterday against Ternana. However, it is Ternana, and it is a friendly match. So, great start, great experiment, but I would not do this in a real match in the Serie A. And moving on to the 3 attacking midfielders, we've got Carles Perez, Mkhitaryan, and Zalewski. Zalewski is another great young talent, and Mkhitaryan and Carles Perez. Obviously, Mkhitaryan, such an impact he had on this team last season. He was the person at Roma, the player at Roma which scored the most goals over the course of last season. And Carles Perez is a player which Fonseca absolutely loved, but he never ended up playing him. And I feel like Carles Perez has a lot of hidden talent inside him, but he doesn't exploit the minutes he plays to show us that talent. He is always hiding behind the ball, and if you're a player which needs to try and convince a manager, you need to try and risk stuff, shoot, dribble, because otherwise Mourinho will not choose you to start all of the matches. Carles Perez will never start all of the matches because Roma has a lot of choice when it comes to attacking midfielders. In this case, in this friendly match, as I said before, Mourinho started with Carles Perez, Mkhitaryan and Zalewski, but Roma has a lot of choice. They've got Mkhitaryan, they've got Pellegrini, they have got El Shaarawy, Zaniolo, and they are about to buy a new player, but that will come in another transfer market update. And then striker Borja Mayoral was starting. Dzeko is not starting. Borja Mayoral didn't find any goals during this friendly match. And in fact, Dzeko got subbed in. Now, the players who got subbed in were Dzeko for Borja Mayoral and Diawara for Villar. Now, Diawara was absolutely impressive during this friendly match. Diawara is a player with a question mark when it comes to Mourinho choosing his players because he feels like Diawara does not convince him at all. But after this friendly match, ladies and gentlemen, Diawara literally looked like Kante in the triangulation which brought Carles Perez scoring. It was the Ternana goalkeeper which kicked the ball away. Diawara anticipated one of Ternana's midfielders, collected the ball. His head was up, so he could see all of the attackers with his incredible vision. He chipped the ball over the Ternana defenders, and Carles Perez scored an amazing goal. It was a Panenka. So congrats to Carles Perez, but especially Diawara, because if it wasn't for Diawara, Carles Perez would not have scored. And Diawara is one of those players which Roma does not need to sell, in my opinion. Obviously, he's one of those players which Roma doesn't need to start, because if Roma buy Xhaka and if Roma buy more midfielders together with Veretout and Villar maybe, Diawara will not have many chances to impress Mourinho. However, if the moment one of those players gets injured, and I am telling you, a lot of players will get injured throughout this entire season, because it has been 10 years that at least 20 or more players every season get injured for Roma. So expect one of the midfielders to get injured. That, boom, is the time for Diawara to impress everyone. And in fact, last season when Fonseca was a manager, Cristante got injured once. Diawara got subbed in for at least 4 matches to cover Cristante's injury, and Diawara convinced Fonseca. And in fact, as soon as Cristante got off of an injury, Diawara was the player, and Cristante didn't play anymore, because these are the important moments to convince the players, and Diawara need to exploit the fact that someone will get injured. One midfielder at least will get injured during this entire season. So Roma, if you're watching this, do not sell Diawara. He is an important player. Look at the match he played today. Look at the match he played yesterday. I know it was Ternana. I know it was a friendly match, but it is time to experiment. These friendly matches is all what counts, is to experiment. And he did convince Mourinho during that match, I can assure you. And then moving on to Dzeko, who got subbed in. This news, this message which I'm about to give you is such convincing news. Now, during the course of last season, when Fonseca was the manager, Dzeko and Fonseca did have a lot of arguments in many occasions. Now, there was a crisis at Roma when Roma got blown up from the Coppa Italia from La Spezia because, first of all, during the first 90 minutes, Roma drew 2-2, and it is something you can't do, conceding 2 goals against La Spezia. And then, during the course of extra time, Roma actually lost. However, that match was given as a 3-0 La Spezia win because Fonseca did 1 more substitution than he actually could. That's why we all hate Fonseca. But Dzeko was actually fuming after that match because Pellegrini actually told Fonseca that he wasn't supposed to do the last substitution because he finished all the substitutions. But Fonseca didn't listen to Pellegrini, which was the captain at the time, and Dzeko got mad at Fonseca, Fonseca got mad at Dzeko, and in fact, for at least 7 matches, Dzeko did not play, and Borja Mayoral took his place. And now, after those 7 matches without Dzeko on the pitch, Roma's presidentials weren't happy at Dzeko's attitude. And in fact, they took the captain band from Dzeko and gave it to Pellegrini, which is something which a team needs to do. But just in case the player, the captain, doesn't perform anymore, doesn't really care about playing anymore. And Dzeko, I feel like they couldn't do that to Dzeko. Dzeko is the only player in this Roma squad which actually has the experience. He played for Roma for 6 years. So he knows how to play for Roma. And he gave us a lot of memories to remember. So that's why I don't want to sell Dzeko. But yesterday Mourinho, after 154 days, gave Dzeko the power of being the captain once again. And that is such convincing news because it means that the bond between Mourinho and Dzeko is building. And it is reinforcing. And we do not want to sell Dzeko. And in fact, Mourinho doesn't want to sell Dzeko. He did not score yesterday, but it could be argued that he possibly had a much bigger achievement than scoring. And that achievement is getting back as a Roma captain. And obviously, we'll see how Pellegrini reacts. But Pellegrini is such a responsible player. And in fact, when he was a captain and Dzeko was not playing last season, he actually said he can try to convince Fonseca to say him that Dzeko is the spirit of this team. And I would do anything to give Dzeko that captain band on his arm. And yeah, and obviously then the second goal which brought to a Roma win was Kumbula with a header on a corner kick, and that means that Mourinho is experimenting techniques on corner kicks as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a fairly quick video, but more Mourinho's are building up. So you see my streak, more friendly matches are coming, more analysis will come, more transfer market updates will come, more Mourinho videos will come, and yeah, During the month of August, more travel vlogs will come, as well as Mourinho videos. So please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Comment down below what you feel like after watching the highlights of this match. Leave this video, go onto Roma's YouTube channel, watch the highlights of that match, come back to my video and comment down below what you think. And yeah, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll catch you in a bit. Simon out.